Okay, we live. First stream. So bear with 1 sec. But basically, thought I should start streaming myself just working on bits because we are doing some cool bits. So this first stream is the first, what is it called? BOWTI project. BOWTI shared project Create and Chill, number 1. Which is basically, I'm doing a lot of work at the moment figuring out this shared project. So I thought we might as well just document the process as it's going on. What is the shared project, you might ask? Basically looking at making a open Unreal Engine project that's going to be part of a GitHub repo, which means you can download this project and you can get going, get creating on it. We've basically had a lot of need in the Discord and things like that. We've had a lot of people kind of jumping into Unreal and kind of like, whoa, this is all a bit scary. People might come from a really awesome like VFX background, have a lot of knowledge in a lot of this stuff, but jumping in to Unreal Engine, you might start to hit a bit of a brick wall with stuff. So if you're looking at using the Off-World Live toolkit, but Unreal is getting a bit of a time sinkhole to get going, you might have just something you need to do and you want to get going with it. Hopefully getting into this shared project will mean you can just jump in and just go and just be away, So just looking at furthering some creativity really by having a big shared project. There's also like a lot to be said for making it open and shared. I love the idea that I could just jump onto this repo one morning and someone's added something. So that's sort of the aim. That's where we want to get to. We want to get to this point where people feel they can add and share things. I think that'd be really, really awesome. So, starting baby steps, episode 1, stream 1. I thought I'd just show you. This might be a slight backtrack already, but I feel like if I stay a couple steps ahead, then we're good. But I've been making this level, been making this shared project already, and I think it's been going well. I think it's been good. I think in this stream, what I want to achieve is I've been making these kind of building blocks, trying to make modular stage design pieces, and it kind of feels like Minecraft, but for making virtual studios, for making Unreal levels. It's kind of coming out a little bit like Minecraft for world building. Minecraft 4K, and hopefully this will become a bit more clear. But just Minecrafty in the sense that it's kind of modular. Everything slots together in different ways, and so this is an example of something I've made using my modular stage design pieces that I've used, that I've put together. So there's an example of stage design, but the exciting thing about how I've put this together, which I'm quite happy with, is that everything I've made is aiming to be modular, which my idea of how I'm making this modular is that all of the measurements and things will line up, supposedly line up really nicely. Like you should be able to keep your grid snap to something like 50 and 10 if you want to make some real adjustments, but you should be able to just use that grid snap and just chuck items together, build up your own little groups of items, and then copy those out and add more and more and more. This is all made out of the same modular stage design pieces, and there's the exciting thing is there's just like infinite other combinations of things you could make with these modular bits. So what I wanted to do, this is an example, but I wanted to just like maybe spend this hour creating another stage setup just to show you that like I've kind of done the legwork here, and now I can just kind of have some fun and make some crazy example stages, basically. So yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna make a new level. And bear with 1 sec. I'll show you the building blocks, the pieces that I've made this from. We might even jump back into Blender and like get a bit more bespoke with a couple of the make some more little bits. You know what? I might as well tell some people that I'm streaming as well. It's probably a good shout. Let's do that. Probably a good idea. So I'm just going to post this stream in a couple Discords before we keep it going. Trying out some stream links. Any other forums? Any other forums? So I'm just telling people that I'm streaming, showing my virtual studio setup, and building a new one with modular pieces. That is the goal, that's what's going on. So back to it, got a couple people watching now. Feel free to comment in. I'd love to hear what's going on with, I don't want to hear who's watching me, that'd be nice. So yeah, for anyone who's missed that very first point, I'm just making a custom studio. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a stage. I'm gonna make a stage setup, and basically the idea is I've made it out of all of these. So I've been in Blender, like making these pieces, and the idea is that you can keep your grid snap on like 50, maybe 10 to like make some fine adjustments, but idea is a lot of these pieces should fit together really nicely, and this is all like with the idea that this is going to be a kind of shared project that anyone could like jump in and use, whether you're like not even so. Oh hey Sam, hey Dwayne Arang. I always read you as Dwayne Arang, one word in the Discord, so I'm going to refer to you as that. But yeah, thanks for joining in. Yeah, the idea is that you can slot these bits together and just like they will immediately kind of snap to grid. There's one thing I haven't really got over is that at the first instance when you drag it in, I feel like I need to then zero off the location for it to then be like on the grid snap. I don't know if there's a setting for like, you know, like surface snapping doesn't do it, but like, you know, when you first drag it in, I want it to snap into place. But yeah, something like that. The idea is that like you got some ramps, you got some floor panels, got some bits and bobs, and with this kind of 50 grid snap, everything should line up quite nicely and kind of slot together. So yeah, it's just the first instance in just making kind of studio design, like just making Unreal Engine easier for people, or if people, you know, want to cut this corner and just, you know, use this kit of bits to make up your studio with, then you can. It's open, it's down for you to use. So what I'm going to do is just sit and make an example level really and see where it goes. So yeah, this was the first wave that I was making, is these like literally just basic shapes, and I was just in Blender, and I think it's just like one measurement up by like 6 across, and you know, as long as everything sort of is within those parameters, then it should all fit together nicely. And then another kind of realization I had is like, maybe people will want to add a bit of a light or an emissive or a second material here. So started making these assets with 2 material slots. So I guess you could have both of these just set to this standard triplanar material, or you could, yeah, you know, swap that out with a funky emissive or something. I'm pretty happy with this triplanar material I made as well. If we check this out, this is like another effort for making things quite, getting pretty low frames. Hold up. That'll probably be white. 2 inches of Unreal again. Much better. So it was pretty happy with this triplanar material. Basically just nicked off of, I should probably credit the dude. Awesome tutorialist, I'll pop it in description. It may even have just been from the Unreal dudes, but it basically splits up the absolute world position, so you can see in here that with these lines, like wherever you are, whatever you drag on, the material is going to line up pretty well. So the idea of this is like, people might not want to UV unwrap everything they make, so like you could just chuck in a new asset, put the triplanar material on it, and like all your UVs are going to line up perfectly no matter what. I just think that was quite a nice measure. And then like because this material, like say we go into a material instance of it, you can just swap out like the roughness maps and like the normals and things, and then you just got, you know, perfect tiling materials no matter what. I just thought that was quite nice. But yeah, I'm just kind of gonna stop explaining stuff so much and kind of make something. This is a create and chill. Don't want to hear me waffling so much. It's also just a bit of play testing, because I'm starting to realise that things might not always line up perfectly. It's actually really hard to get this back and forth of like making everything slot together in different places. It was actually quite tricky. So yeah, there was that. I'm gonna make it nighttime because it's cooler at nighttime. Maybe like just about dawn sort of time. That'd be cool. Yeah. You know, nighttime is the coolest. It's way harder to make daytime look cool. That's definitely the case. I had someone recently ask me to do a video and they were like, yeah, we just need it to be like light in daytime, and I was like, oh, it's really way harder to make it look cool. I can't do like UV lights and emissives then, you know. It's a shame. Okay, what am I doing? What should I do? Make this main kind of shape, something like that. I've been well into this kind of formation as well. That's pretty cool. I did have another material. Yeah, I quite like this pink material. Could just make this one pink. You know what? Let's make a new material for it. Let's make this level kind of blue themed. Let's do that. So again, this light's all kind of diffused at the moment, but under more kind of light, you can see this has just got like quite a nice bit of grip to it. Some of it is stolen from Megascans, and then well, not stolen, nicely given away by Megascans. So I've got the albedo from a Megascans texture and the normal from a Megascans texture, and then this roughness is like just gonna kind of blend it all together a bit nicer. It just looks like there's sort of puddles and shininess going on. Also done some like scalars for the puddle size. Roughness will make it, you know, make the puddles go away, things like that. So I thought that was quite nice. Kind of comes out looking a bit felty, which is quite cool. So I'm just going to keep putting stuff down and see if some kind of shape comes to mind. Another thing I kind of want to show off, because I'm quite proud of, is the steps. This took a little bit of back and forth. Any stairs? Yeah, this one. So when this is in place, you can like pop it there, and it's like you got the option of just having like 1 step or 2 steps or 3 steps. You can just hide it underneath there. I just found that really satisfying. It just slots into place really nice. That might actually be a little bit off. But at the moment, the most you have to go down is 10 grid snap, which, you know, it's just like, I was just finding it like a nightmare for myself, even just like having to go to like no grid snap. You know, working with snaps is actually just so nice. So I wanted to like provide some things that would snap together nicely. It's clearly gonna take some revisions though. I would love if that was just, you didn't even have to go down to 10 for that to snap, but you know, not the worst, not the worst. Yeah, this shared project's been really cool so far. Some people have been quite into the idea. I could just jump back in case you didn't see the other level. Here's one I made earlier. And it's just using all the same assets, all the stairs and bits, and just basically mostly that material. These nice emissive bits, and this terrible green screen footage. If anyone has any green screen footage lying around, I'd love to use something better than this. If anyone has anything to add. But I just think it's come out kind of cool. Like, before I put anything in here, I created this big warehouse mesh, and it was kind of like Tony Hawk, like, create a park before you put anything in there. And like, if this could be something like that, where it's like just create a crazy thing in Unreal, that'd be really, really nice, you know. So I kind of got this idea that, like, when people first come into this shared project, they just see an empty warehouse, and then it's like, you know, I can drag in some steel beams and some supports, and then set up whether they want it to be a stage or a studio or just a place to like make visuals. It can go on in quite a free, fun way inside this like Tony Hawk create a park kind of realm. So yeah, that's the plan. It's not quite nighttime enough, is it? How did that happen? Nighttime plus pink lights is the coolest. Okay, now I can't actually see anything. I started getting a bit more technical with the modular bits. This became really quite difficult to get this right. A lot of back and forth to get it so they all snap together. But, you know, not too bad. Looks like I gotta go down to 10 again, but yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I think with this shared project we're looking for somewhere in between Minecraft and Tony Hawk's Create a Skater, but for just real-time visual fun, you know? Somewhere in that area is cool. This stream is also acting as a really good playtest for these modular bits. I don't know if that bit's working that well, to be fair. Take a revision. But hey, if you get on this shared GitHub repo ASAP, you get to see it in its infantile form, where it doesn't quite work properly. But a lot of these main shapes are just really nice to work with, just in themselves, really. Like, you can actually make stuff that's, you know, quite interesting, just with kind of basic shapes with a cool material on it. It's looking pretty neat. And, you know, if you're a beginner and you don't really want to, like, I mean, beginner or, you know, not into modelling, then hopefully this will get people able to make something quite interesting quite quickly. if anyone's got any suggestions, I have no idea what I'm doing, so any ideas? Also looking at different ways these slot together as well. That's alright, that's alright. Whoa. So yeah, one hope for me is that this turns out a little something like that little game called Mario. You seen that project? Do Google that project if you haven't heard of it before, but it's just awesome. It's an totally open GitHub project where people have just been adding to it. It's kind of loosely based off of Mario. I'll get it up now, it's just worth getting up. So yeah, it's like loosely based off Mario, but people can like add their own sprites, add their own functionality, add their own levels, and it's just become like just coding chaos really. It just looks super fun. I think they had like quite a good kind of infrastructure to make sure it all runs smoothly with like different people adding stuff in, but you know, I feel like this kind of like wobbly screen feature was like added by someone. You know, different textures and things added by different people. It's just really cool. You know, if we get to a point where we've got some kind of fun imagery maker, some kind of virtual studio, some kind of streamable Twitch interactive something or other, be super fun to see, you know, everyone who's got awesome creative input just inputting onto this. And then also, you know, it's kind of, I guess the shared project is performing two functions then as well, because people can pick up those blueprints and find them useful and stuff, but then also we could have like levels where, you know, crazy things like maybe little gamified scenarios are going on, you know. Or maybe I need like a small, like pipe, a small version. To fit in these in between bits. Maybe I need to make some more modules. But for now, I will just scale. Slightly rough there. But no one's going to see that. So I've also been making blueprints, learning a fair bit about blueprints, making some of this stuff. So I'll stream and run through some of those as well soon. Been making camera change blueprints and like stuff like that really. One that I've just been super enjoying, like just starting to understand this stuff, like only just getting to know what like how to use an array, when to use an array, when to even just like when to collapse things to a function, stuff like that. I've been looking at it for like just over a year, just Unreal in general. So that's been everything around and including blueprints. So to have some time to look at making blueprints do things that you want them to do is really, really nice. Let's just jump back into the other level. I'll show you the last blueprint that I got to grips with, which I might go into a bit deeper in another stream, but this one I'm really into. So the blueprint is these 4 lights on this kind of rig system. Got this kind of single emissive light here, which I'm not using at the moment, but the idea with the blueprint is that the lights will follow this one target point, and the fact that you can change this before begin play is a whole other thing as well. I had to create something that lets you make a in editor tick, which was quite an achievement in itself. So there is a tick going on in editor, and then when you begin play, you can make it follow. So I've just keyframed the target point. So I've got a sequencer for the target point, and that will just so that will be following it. Do you ever group things? What, as in group things in blueprints? I've been grouping meshes like this, but when it comes to like making a blueprint, I will just make all these actors work in a blueprint. The thing with all these lights have the same functionality. I couldn't actually figure out. I don't know if I've done that with an array. I don't know if I could figure out how to do this with an array, so I might have just grouping things for level building. Yeah, pretty into that. It's been good. And then you can also do lock and unlock as well, which has been really cool. So if you example of a group, I've got like this whole wall is grouped, and then this is something that's like literally I feel like only Unreal does, is you could do groups unlock and then just like tweak one element of that group and then lock the whole group again. I really like that. That's super nice. Something I found that's annoying about new Unreal though is you used to be able to go right click and set all these actors as a blueprint. Like you could just immediately set them as a new static mesh. So like now you can make all these actors into a blueprint, like up here. Convert selection to blueprint class, but you used to be able to do convert selection to static mesh, and then you'd have this as its own static mesh in the editor. I don't know why they got rid of that. That's kind of weird. But light change blueprint I'll go into. Oh really? Oh, amazing. Tools convert. Oh my god. Merge actors. Maybe that one up. Thanks so much, Sam. Super useful. That is a lifesaver. They've done that quite a lot with the new Unreal, haven't they? Just like slightly moved things around. Get some of these monoliths in. Also been playing around with shaders a lot more recently. It's been super fun. Oh yeah, no. Animated. This shader's fun. Displaces everything. Made one that, yeah, just sort of animates but doesn't displace. Yeah, shader fun. Shader fun has been good recently. Whoa. I'd love to get some of these like interacting with MIDI or something, Sam. If you had any thoughts on how to then say, I got all these parameters, but then I haven't really looked at hooking these up to inputs and MIDI, OSC. I'd love to get into that for sure. Like, I'm sure it's just a case of input affects parameter by a certain amount. Oh sweet, I'll watch that video. Awesome. He's really displacing though, isn't he? I love this one. It looks like cloth or something. And I love this is all done in a shader. It's like so lightweight. This is like another thing with these kind of triplanar materials. It's just like, I want this bigger, I want this taller. Material is just going to stay the same. That's just been such a cool thing for me recently. Seems to make things quite easy. So I guess I could make some of these stage designs and then just save them as static meshes actually. That could be quite nice. For people to chuck in immediately. I think we need more nighttime in this one. It's been the running theme of this stream. Nighttime is cool. I just love this about Lumen as well. Like, Lumen is doing bits for the emissive materials. It's just like so nice. Get all these real-time color changes. These are crazy. I quite liked that I made this, but I just don't even like putting it in my level because it just does your head in. From sitting there watching it for like half an hour, it's gonna do your head in. But kind of cool for VJ materials. This nice slow one's a bit better. Use case for this in a live corporate event. Interesting. So I guess you could take a leaf out of esports kind of book for that. You could have an avatar or a green screen person walking around your area, and you could make it whatever you want. You could have stuff flying around. You could have people interacting with it, Twitch integration, or just user integration. I mean, like corporate event, you could even hook it up to like people could press buttons to make things happen. Yeah, hell of a lot of use cases. I know this is a lot of this big virtual stage design and virtual production in that way is used quite a lot in like churches and like telling those kind of stories. So it's useful for just like telling these stories really. Somebody could be walking along, they're suddenly like in the forest that they're describing, you know, stuff like that. Immersion, hell of a lot of immersion and storytelling to be done through this kind of medium. Whoa, what did I just click on? Whoa. What was that? Was that this? Have I like added this material onto the whole skybox or something? Interesting. Yeah, thanks. It is awesome. It is really awesome. I'm super excited by it. The idea that you can have this 3D stuff going on, and it doesn't have the real time element is what really gets me about all this. This is just running. This is doing its thing. What have I got? Still got 40 frames per second. It's like better than a film. Film is like 24 frames per second. So if you want it to look like a film, you want less frames than this. You can get away with doing a lot more in this level. Yeah, the real time element is just what really gets me going. Gets me going with all this stuff. Yeah, thanks, Sam. Good example. I don't know if I ever saw that project actually. I'd love to see what that was. I heard you getting, 32 thingies. Tutorials for end display. I know I haven't done any yet, but if there's a need for it, I'm definitely down to look into it. It'd be really cool. So, like the idea of what I'm making here could be really good for people like you if you are a beginner, because I'm looking at just making this project just totally shared and free and open for anyone to use and benefit off of. Like just make something with it and just you can make money with it. It's fine. We just want more people to be realizing the potential of this stuff. So. This kind of project is totally geared towards you, so yeah, awesome to hear your feedback and things you'd be excited about seeing in a shared project like this. Just cool setups that for as per your example, make cool setups for corporate events and things like this. That's totally down to make interesting things. Yeah, nice. Love the sound of that. Yeah. Yeah, I guess yours will come into quite a lot of kind of custom level design within Unreal, but to have a project that's nicely set up for sending end display out, we could totally provide that. So wouldn't be too hard at all. The whole off-world side of it is literally 2 button pushes. You just literally press live stream wizard and create. I guess if you're going out by NDI and just set your live stream name, and you're pretty much good to go. Then it's just up to you whatever you make in Unreal really. Yeah. Again, I guess I could look into having a nice camera tracking setup. That could be really nice. I feel like so what, you're using like Black Magic or Mars? Either way, yeah, I could look at making like something that's like even more plug and play. I know Mars sort of say that their stuff is pretty much plug and play. You just got to kind of set the ins and outs of everything. Okay, for capture card, yeah, I'll keep. Well, Black Magic uses that, right? It's not something I've looked into so much, but I'm definitely taking note now. Like, if that's going to be something that's useful, so down to, yeah, to make that really easy to just jump in and play with. I mean, the fact that you got so many like marketplace assets to look at, you know, or just mega scans, even mega scans, you can make something that looks pro, like in a couple secs. Yeah, I feel like Black Magic's like the go-to, isn't it? I should try and get my hands on one. I would love to just do the whole, you know, you're moving the camera and it's moving in real time in the CG space. Like that's just so cool in itself. I'd love to just give that a go. I see people with like torches that are moving in Unreal in real time. It's super cool. What am I gonna do? What should I add? What else have I got in my stuff I've been making? I guess, yeah, I guess. So, yeah, if you've got an LED wall anyway, you don't even have to worry about green screening, compositing, do you? It's just getting that timing right. Nice, I'll check out that. Yeah, I'll check out that workflow. Sounds really cool. Yeah, definitely does integrate well with NDI. Just sends it straight out. A lot easier than setting it up yourself in Unreal, that's for sure. I think they've kind of stopped working on it as well, it seems. The actual NDI plugin. I got light. So yeah, people just joining, like nice to see 10 people watching this. Thanks for checking in. I'm just kind of showing off where I'm at with this kind of BOWTI shared project idea. I'm just using what I've just been working on, these kind of modular stage design pieces. So the idea with these is that you could keep your grid snap on 50, maybe go down to 10, but you can basically just chuck together a load of these pieces nice and quick, and you know, make any combination of shapes and designs to make your own modular stage designs. And that's kind of just the first element of this whole BOWTI shared project. the idea of the shared project is that you could be pretty damn fresh to Unreal, but just have the desire to put something out, and it's just hoping to kind of curb that kind of scary moment when you jump into Unreal and everything's a complicated process. So idea of making these kind of modular stage design pieces is that they slot together nicely. You don't have to jump into Blender to make all your primitives. All your primitives will be there, and then even down to the materials and things here, it's all modular. Well, like modular in the sense that I've got this nice triplanar material, and what's that doing? What that's doing is just projecting the image onto all of these faces. So you don't even have to UV unwrap. You can then like scale and distort these things, and the grid stays in the same place. This goes for not just a grid. This goes for say you were to load any texture into this, it will. So this is like a just a rough material. All I've done is just gone and found some stuff on Megascans. Downloaded a asphalt material and just ripped the albedo and the normal map out of that. And other than that, it's just the master kind of triplanar material. It's the same material as this, and it just means that wherever you put it, it's going to tile nicely. Whatever your geometry is, it's going to tile nicely. Because the idea of a triplanar is that it's projecting on world position. So just wherever it is in the world, it's going to sit in the same place. So yeah, it's this idea of just making kind of modular stage design setups. And obviously not just stage design, this really doesn't just go for stage design. I want this shared project to be like Tony Hawk's level creator for creatives. If you want to make just some cool visuals, you can check out, all the shaders that people have submitted to the shared project and just chuck them together, combine them, make instances of them, build off of them. That's what the idea is. So yeah, I'm just trying out these modular stage design bits so far. Yeah, Lumen does work with OWL. Yeah, like I feel like it could be used really nicely in tandem with Resolume. It could be, I feel like when people use Offworld and Resolume together, it's generally you're making your source imagery in Unreal, if I've got that right, Sam. You make some cool source imagery and then send it in real time out to Unreal again. I know you can get mental with the scripting and stuff in Resolume as well, so you could do a lot of back and forth there. Yeah, thanks Hamdan for saying this could be fun to work on. Please get in touch if you want to add anything, take anything from it, add anything to it. The idea is that it's just free open creative space, and hopefully just benefiting a lot of people that just want to kind of get creative in this area. Oh, of course, yeah, Resolume to slices and things like that. Yeah, good for projection mapping. Yeah, just muscled in. Sam's just muscled in and defended Resolume there. Nah, it's good to discuss these things and see what's useful where, what to use for what purpose. Definitely. This shader was I've got my Hardcore Rick YouTube channel. I've just been saving all the tutorials that I have built up, learning all of this stuff. So like that shader is pretty much ripped from this guy. I can just link it for you. The shader's really cool. It also like got me learning quite a lot about shaders. Yeah, it was this this middle UE4 noise material. It's got a download as well, but it's nice to make it yourself, I think, then you kind of understand it a bit. But yeah, the shader's cool. It should be fairly nice, fairly easy to kind of meddle with as well. Got a load of exposed parameters on it. And we were just talking about hooking these kind of exposed parameters up to, you know, MIDI or something like that. Oh my god, oh my god. I've immediately just gone nuts with it. Is my min too small? Okay. Oh, maybe I haven't made that one public. I'll make that one public. Yeah. You should be able to check out that playlist now. I'll keep adding more stuff to that as I learn as well. But yeah, it's a good playlist tutorial, good shader tutorial. So this min and max should be like the height of the shader, but something is up. What if I just scale down this whole thing? Let's Control Z out of there. I thought this was like, you say the min and max height, you know, offset wise. So bring this min up very slightly. I feel like that. Okay, so that's mellowed. It's kind of mellowed out a bit, hasn't it? Bring the max down a little bit. Bring the max down. I feel like that's actually making it go bigger. Okay, so maybe I could do like a clamp there or something to make sure it's within a certain range. Oh yeah, place to be to learn stuff. For sure. This is nice. Play this hue. Oh yeah, I've just done a big no-no, haven't I? I need to save this as a material instance first. Oh no, I've gone too far. Let's instance this out because I do like that one. Let's make sure we don't ruin it completely. So now we can meddle with the hue and stuff. Keep you as the green one. Oh no, I've been going on the wrong one. Okay, nice. Oh, that's really nice. Thanks for saying that, Hamdan. Yeah, just trying to push the creativity, really. You know, like I feel like if we can demystify Unreal at least a little bit, then more people will get playing with it and realise that it's just a very powerful thing. I know I've like been thoroughly enjoying getting to grips with it, and like it's like the more you learn, the more you realise is out there. I didn't even know Unreal had all the sound stuff it had, even down to just creating sine waves. But it's like, when you think about it, it's like obviously it does, because it's just kind of the same node-based kind of stuff. Just such a crazy world, crazy world, and so much to learn. And a lot of awesome creative people in the Discord. So yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it looks super cool, doesn't it, Sam? I started looking at it because, say, like now that we do just streaming direct out by RTMP, kind of feel like you need some kind of audio, mix downs and things using buses and stuff. Start finding ways to just mix down your audio, or mute and unmute, channel off your audio all within Unreal, just off a little HUD widget or something like that. Could be really, really nice to look into. What are you looking at it for, Sam? What's your ideas of what you want to do with Meta Sounds? Oh, yo, good idea. Super cool. So I guess you'd be building the 3D model of the synth and then, interact with different buttons in situ. Super nice. Oh, nice, like patches. Very cool, very cool. Did that Twitch synth thing get kept as an upload anywhere? Because I can't find it like online. Is there a place where that stream was like saved back? Because that was super cool. Cool. Just Colin Bender's YouTube channel. Nice, awesome, will do. Nice. I'm gonna call it for this stream, but it's so nice to see a couple of you hanging out, and thanks for all the kind words on the project. Anyone who does want to get involved and add stuff to it. Oh, sorry, Sam. I'll be back soon. It's been really, really nice. I'll do another one of these soon, diving into one of the blueprints that I was making. Either the camera change blueprint, I'm gonna have a little look at that, or some of these light blueprints. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's really, really awesome. And as I say, creative project should be doing some cool bits. So keep your eyes on it. Cheers.